people get Mexican Independence Day confused with Cinco de Mayo. On the 5th of May, people remember how Mexican soldiers bravely protected a fort in Puebla, Mexico.
Cinco de Mayo in English means the 5th of May. That's the day in 1862 when the Mexican army won a surprising victory over the French at the Battle of Puebla. They were outnumbered nearly 2-1. Many people think Cinco de Mayo celebrates Mexican independence, but that's not actually true. Mexico had been independent from Spain since 1810, but was unable to pay its debts to Europe. France saw an opportunity to move in and claim territory. 6,000 French troops set out to attack Puebla, a small town in eastern Mexico. But an underdog force of about 2,000 loyal Mexicans defeated them. Their heroism was a source of great pride for the people of Mexico. Today, Cinco de Mayo is celebrated more in the U.S. than it is in Mexico, especially in areas with large Mexican-American populations, like Los Angeles and Chicago. It is celebrated with Mexican food, mariachi music, dancing, and other special customs. Cinco de Mayo honors the strength and courage of the Mexican people at the Battle of Puebla, and a victory that seemed impossible.
Hi, first graders. I am so excited to get to read this book to you today, and it is called It's Cinco de Mayo by Richard Sabra. So this book is about an annual fiesta, which means yearly. And this fiesta began after a historical Mexican military victory, which means that the Mexican military won a battle. And Cinco de Mayo is celebrated on May 5th because that was the day that that battle was won. So we celebrate here in the United States as well. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to just first show you that this would be the cover of the book. It's Cinco de Mayo. And on the inside, you see this table of contents, which we know tells us where we can find information in different sections of this book. So in this book, we have 5 sections. The first section is called Cinco de Mayo, starting on page 4. The second section is Cinco de Mayo symbols, and that starts on page 22. A picture glossary starts on page 23. The index is on page 24, and a section of the book that can tell you where you can read more about Cinco de Mayo is also on page 24. So what I thought we would do is we are going to read through this book together, and there are some questions that are in the book that I want you to stop and pause the video at so that you can think about those questions and answer them, and then you can continue as we go. Okay? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Here's our first heading, Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is a holiday. It means 5th of May in Spanish. Cinco de Mayo is May 5th. So here we have a question. What does Cinco mean in Spanish? So pause the video and answer that. Okay, I hope you said 5. Cinco means 5 in Spanish. Wow, look at these girls and their outfits. They are interesting. I hope we learn more about this. So, it is a Mexican holiday. People in Mexico celebrate. People in the United States celebrate too. Wow, I'm thinking that they must do some dancing to celebrate this holiday. And look at that. Look at how shiny that is. Cinco de Mayo honors a battle. That means just a very large fight or war. On May 5th, 1862, Mexico won a big battle. So it looks like this is an illustration of the battle, because it doesn't look like a photograph like the rest of the pictures we've seen so far. This looks more like a drawing that someone created to try to show what was going on. So this here is an illustration. It's still giving us information. Like, it looks like they were on horseback and maybe using swords and other things, and there was smoke everywhere. But it's not a photograph like the other pictures we've seen. This is an illustration to help share information. Cinco de Mayo is a day to honor Mexican culture. People eat Mexican food. We eat tacos. How many of you like tacos? All right, so down here again, it says, what are some other Mexican foods? So pause the video and see if you can think of any other foods that you know are foods that are representative of Mexican culture. Okay, are you back? Okay, well, some foods that come from Mexico are chiles, enchiladas, and chalupas. So they are things that can be found in the United States as well. You just have to go to specific places to find them. There are parades. Many people watch the parades. So if you look at this picture, it says Feliz Cinco de Mayo. So what that's saying is happy 5th of May. So they are celebrating the 5th of May, and they are walking down the street in a parade. Some of you may have participated in a parade, meaning you're in it, or you may be sitting on the sidewalk watching the parade to celebrate something. I've never been to a Cinco de Mayo parade before, but I think it would be really fun to go to one. I might have to try sometime. So again, here's another one of those questions that we want to stop and think about. Why do you think there are parades on holidays? So pause the video, stop and think about that. Okay, I think that there are parades on holidays because it brings awareness. It helps people to get together as a large group and, celebrate something that they're happy to be a part of, or that maybe they want to learn more about. People play music. Mexican bands perform. Now, this band is called a mariachi band. And a mariachi band, they consist of a few main instruments, like a guitar, a violin, and a trumpet. Maybe you guys are interested in playing those instruments or have learned about them in music class with Mrs. Dulesky. People dance too. Dancers perform Mexican dances. And again, here, look at that dress. That is so flowy. It moves so easily, and it is bright and colorful. And this man is wearing an outfit as well. Looks like he has boots, some shiny parts to his pants, and a sombrero on his head. Many dancers dress in Mexican clothing. Women wear dresses. The dresses are very colorful. Hey, that's confirming what I said when I talked about this dress. I said it was so colorful and flowy. So right here, the next page is confirming what I said about it being colorful. So sometimes as we're reading, we think something in our mind, and then we actually can confirm it by continuing on reading and finding that information right there in the book. Cinco de Mayo is a day to honor Mexico. How do you celebrate Cinco de Mayo? So are there any special things that you do on the 5th of May? I try to eat tacos, and luckily today is a Tuesday, and a lot of times people try to say it's Taco Tuesday, so maybe you can have tacos for dinner tonight. Now, I really like this page of the book because it shows us Cinco de Mayo symbols. So right here is the Mexican flag. It is green, white, and red. And in the center, there is a bird that is holding a snake in its mouth. Here's showing a Mexican dress. Again, very flowy and colorful, very easily moved. Here's that sombrero I was talking about that was on that man's head when he was dancing. Here's a taco. That's on a soft shell. Maybe you like hard shell tacos. And here are some maracas. I'm sure that you've heard about these with Mrs. Dulesky in music class, but they are a traditional instrument in Mexican culture where you shake them and they make a sound. And here's their picture glossary. So this is describing a little bit more about the bands. It says there are groups of musicians who perform together. And as I said, that is a mariachi band that you see here. A battle is a fight between two armies. The word culture means the ideas, customs, and traditions of a group of people. So the Mexican people have all of these different things that they do to help celebrate their culture. And in the United States, we celebrate their success over beating the French in that Battle of the Puebla. And finally, here it says honors. When a person or holiday, sorry about that, friends. When a person or holiday praises or celebrates something. So when we honor those who successfully beat the French in that battle on May 5th, a long, long time ago, that is what we're doing. We are honoring that on May 5th and celebrating the date that success for the Mexican people happened. Okay, and then here we have our index.
Hi, first grade.
Hi, first grade.
This is Mrs. Klein here, and this is Kinsley. Kinsley, say hello.
Hello.
Hi. Kinsley, what did we make today?
We made a maraca.
We made a maraca, and the reason we made a maraca is because it is a symbol of Cinco de Mayo, and that is celebrated on the 5th of May. So after you finish the read aloud today, there's a document that you can print which gives you directions on how to make your own maraca at home. So that's what we did. And on the one side of the maraca, you will be writing something you learned about Mexico. This is optional. You don't have to do this or submit it or anything. But if you want to, and you want to share a picture of it on Schoology, you can. But what we did was we made a maraca. On the back side, we put a fact about Mexico. And I wrote maracas are a Cinco de Mayo symbol. Then I just put my name and I drew some maracas on this side. And if you hear it shakes, because it has some beads in it. And then on the other side is what we colored and cut and pasted on there. And then we just stapled around it so that we could make it so that the beads wouldn't fall out. So if you want to make one of these at home, have fun. And if you want to, just share it with us. You do not have to do this. But I just thought it would be a fun activity if you ever get the time. Okay, and if you do get the time later in the week and you want to submit it, just remember to go back to Tuesday, May 5th and the read aloud section, and you can put it there. All right, see you guys. Bye.